Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am making the Hufflepuff common room as a house. Before I did research on the common room, I knew very little about Hufflepuff because we do not see it once in the films and nor is it described in the books. That's because J.K. Rowling originally did want Harry to visit all four common rooms, but as the story went along, there was no reason for Harry to visit the Hufflepuff common room. So I had to get my information elsewhere and actually found a description online. It describes it as a rounded room in the Hogwarts basement. We don't have rounded walls, so I had to make a compromise and use more like a octagon instead. It also describes as having low round windows, which you just see me put in, with views of dandelions, with a portrait of Helga Hufflepuff, which you see me putting just now, which is the founder of Hufflepuff, over the wooden fireplace. It also describes as it being decorated in yellow and black, which are the colours of Hufflepuff, and having honey coloured wood and many colourful plants and flowers on rounded shelves. The shelves you see me putting in here, they do change colour several times, and I do get rid of them because, as you can see, I'm putting lights underneath just to make it a bit more brighter, as it is also described it being permanently sunny, and with the light situation at the moment it wasn't quite bright enough, so I do change them to the season lights. They kind of look like shelves. You do see me put them in, so hopefully you get a better idea what I'm talking about. I do quite like using those season lights as shelves because, like I said, they kind of look like shelves. This is me changing them, changing the shelves, but I quickly change them back and put in the seasons ones and change them to more like a honey coloured wood. That's what's described as. Moving on to the kitchen, I'm actually quite pleased with the kitchen, how it turned out, because I managed to find kitchen counters that uses honey coloured wood, black, and I managed to find appliances that were yellow, so I'm very happy with it, and it also happens to be my favourite kitchen counters. Use these kitchen counters because, like I said, Hufflepuff is described as one of the more homely out of the four common rooms, which is the complete opposite to my last video, which was the Slytherin common room, which is described as grand but cold, which was complete coincidence. I had no idea I was actually making the complete opposite to what I was making last time. So, like I said, I'm very happy with the kitchen. It's also said to have sort of like copper bits and bobs about. I think it said copper pot plant holders, but closest I got to is more like terracotta colour. So I changed the copper plant holders for more like a copper sink and copper pot pans, which I do find when I'm decorating the bedroom. Talking about the bedroom, I was thinking about the bedroom when I was decorating the kitchen, and I was thinking, where do I put it? Because I don't want to go even further underground, because like I said, it is described as permanently sunny and it doesn't go with the warm homely feel. So I was thinking that a more like a loft bedroom would suit quite well, because for me loft bedrooms tend to feel quite warm and homely. So and also uses the space that we have up top, because despite it being described as low ceilinged, have a low ceiling, we can't quite have that. Bear in mind it is described being in basement tend to be underground, so I had to use a compromise and use normal height walls on top of the basement. I would rather if we could somehow use half walls and then stick like a roof on top. That would have been perfect, but we don't have that opportunity, so I thought it'd be a good use of space and suit the aesthetic of being like quite homely, and it keeps the permanently sunny feel of the space. So I thought this was a perfect compromise. Highly doubt there'll probably be loft spaces and common rooms, but you never know. The one thing we do know about the bedrooms is the fact that they have patchwork bed covers. Now, when I first heard of that, I knew the perfect bed that would go in here, which was the cats and dogs bed. You see me changing the shelves for the lights, which I use as shelves anyway, just because they give off more light. I do put in a natural light, which was a pain, because since it's not bolted, but there is an actual word for this, I can't remember as per usual. But since it doesn't have an actual ceiling, because it's such a because there's been a hole poked through it, it was a pain to put a light in, because when you put ceiling lights in, it just assumes it's going to be on that first level. So I had to raise it up manually and guess the height of the ceiling on the second level. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm not very good at describing things. It also described it as having copper lamps, I think, somewhere. So that's why I'm putting. It also fits more like the warmthness to it. The sofas are described as having like lots of cushions. There aren't many sofas in the game with cushions, unfortunately. So I do put them about. When thinking of famous Hufflepuff people, not many people come to mind except from Cedric Diggory for me. So if you're interested, I found out the famous Hufflepuff people, which are Tonks, which we do see in the later films, Newt Scamander. When I was kind of thinking about who could live here, I do think of Newt Scamander, and I was thinking about he quite likes animals, so I do put in a pet bowl and two pet beds, one big, one large. Just sort of like to go with the theme that he likes animals a bit. You don't see me put it in, but I do put it in later on when I stop recording. It's just a thought I had whilst I stopped recording, so you do see them in the screenshots. Speaking of things that you don't see me putting, because I just had the light bulb moment when I stopped recording, is a greenhouse, because apparently Hufflepuff students tend to be quite good at herbology, so I thought it'd be quite nice to put it in a greenhouse. Hufflepuff characteristics tend to be value hard work, dedication, patience, loyalty, and fair play. So yeah, I'm putting lots of plants about, because I think I read somewhere that what's her name? One of the professors, the professor of herbology, I can't remember her name right now, but apparently she comes around with plants and sort of just donates them to the Hufflepuff common room. So I'm just putting lots of plants about, because that's also what is described in the description that I found. It also describes having low-hanging ivy plants, so I put in some low-hanging plants as well. Putting in a study area, because it kind of works in with the fact they're dedicate to their work and they value hard work, so it kind of makes sense to put a study in. Yeah, I'm really happy the way this turned out. If I was situated in the Hufflepuff, I would be quite happy to stay here. It just seems like really nice and cozy and warm, which is great, because I think that's how it's been described. So I'm just putting more plants about, lots of plants. like I said in my last video, I was doing the Slytherin common room. Not many plants in there, but this has lots of plants. The video is coming to an end soon, so I'm gonna leave you guys here. I was gonna say thank you for watching. Every time I cut a video short, I really want to say thank you for watching. But yeah, like I said, hopefully you are still watching. Please like and subscribe to see more. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully I shall see you again soon.